What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing? We're going over the power rankings for the 6th time this season. We're going to talk some Padres, some Rays, some Yankees, some Dodgers, even some Chris Sale. Let's get to it. And what is going on, everyone? Hello. I'm seeing 29 people to start things off. That's always nice to have a few people starting off the chat. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone had a good week. Hope everyone had a good weekend. It is Sunday, right? Yeah, it is Sunday. Yeah, of course. It's the Sunday Night Power Rankings. It's been a busy week for me. If you don't know, I am a teacher. I am so close to the end of the school year. It is like the busiest time of the year right now. Yeah, I'm just like going crazy as of late, and I got 2 more days until summer vacation. I am completely stoked, but it's been a very busy time for me, so I'm just trying to keep track of what day it is, I guess, lately. But hope everyone's doing good. Again, hope you had a good week, a good weekend, another good week of baseball. I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces here in the chat. MLB Joey, what's going on? LJG Landon, hello. Wesley Chad Larks, hello. Zachary Goldstein, what's going on? Bob Cashman, hello. Sean V, what's going on? I'm seeing Brandon G, Michael Yench, Alfredo Mania. What is going on? I saw Sean Murphy here a little earlier. Unslap 23, what's going on? Will Catan, Southsider 14, hello. If anyone else, if I missed anyone, hello. Hope everyone's doing good. As always, I'm going over my weekly power rankings. We had a lot happen this past week in baseball. We got some teams going on some hot streaks lately. It's going to be a very different looking power rankings this week. I know that for sure. We're going to have quite a few teams move up those power rankings. Absolutely. We're going to have some teams move down. As always, I'm going to be using Tier Maker for my power rankings. I don't do the numbers 1 through 30. I just give letter grades, and I kind of just rank it that way. And but before I do get to the power rankings, I'm just going to quickly go over a few stories that I want to get to, just to kind of keep you caught up on what's going on in the baseball world. But before I do get started, as always, if you can, hit that subscribe button. If you are new to the channel, you're looking for more baseball content. We've been getting some new subscribers lately, so if you are a new subscriber lately, I want to thank you so much for joining the channel. So if anyone else is new here, just finding this channel for the first time, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for me, everyone. If we can get to 100 likes by the end of the night, that would be fantastic. Go follow me on Twitter. Hit that bell notification as well. I'll tell you what, everyone, these power rankings have been awesome the last couple of weeks. Last week, we got to 400 people in the chat. Man, if we can do that one more again, let's do it again. Let's do it one more week. Let's just try and keep that up. These power rankings have been going really well for the last few weeks. And so, yeah, I'm excited for another night of power rankings. So, William Fulgham's here. Hello. So, let's get to a couple of stories before I get to my power rankings. First story, the San Diego Padres. They're on a roll right now. 9th win in a row today over the Seattle Mariners. Best record in Major League Baseball. Where will they fall on my power rankings? Let's get to it real quick. They are just red hot as of late. Let's share the screen. Tatis Jr. today, grand slam, getting the sweep over the Mariners. I mean, this Padres team is red hot. I mean, it was only a matter of time. It kind of just felt like they were bouncing back and forth, kind of sitting around a 500 team at one point, kind of getting a few wins here, then kind of losing a couple of games in a row. But this Padres team, it looks like they are just finding their rhythm right now. And, hey, it's definitely a good time because that Dodgers team is red hot too. So the fact that they've been able to keep up the wins, that's, try and hold off those Dodgers a little bit. That's definitely a good thing. But, yeah, Padres, I mean, look at Tatis Jr. today, 3 for 3, 6 RBIs. The guy's having a great year. Darvish took the mound today, had a great game, 7 innings, only allowed 1 run. I feel like I haven't heard anything about Yu Darvish this year. even though he was a big name being talked about this offseason, especially after being traded. But the guy is putting together a very solid year. Look at the year that Yu Darvish is having. He's 5-1, a 1.75 ERA, good amount of strikeouts. Yu Darvish, he's having himself a heck of a year, and I'm not hearing anything about Yu Darvish at all. I mean, I'm just saying. But the Padres, they just keep on rolling, so going to be fun to see what they do in this coming week. I wonder where they will finish on my power rankings. I feel like maybe some of you maybe have a good idea of where they're going to be, but until we get there, we won't know. Here we go. Another team that has been playing very well as of late. Actually, this team is just as hot as the San Diego Padres. The Tampa Bay Rays getting their 10th win in a row today. Tampa Bay has quietly put together this win streak. I figured it was only a matter of time before this Rays team really started to click, and they are clicking as of late. They are getting wins in all of these different ways. They're getting good pitching performances today. They had a win, a late inning win today, getting some runs across the 9th inning. Let's go to that game real quick. Taking a look here. Okay, so as you can see here, the Rays scored 4 runs in the top of the 9th today. This Blue Jays team, they are hitting a skid lately. Just one game over 500 lately, right now for the Blue Jays. Not playing well lately, but Tampa Bay, they are playing extremely well. They were down 2 heading into this last inning today, and they scored 4 runs today. Tampa Bay, man, they're playing great baseball as of late. For the pitching today, Hyun-Jin Ryu actually pitched a really good game. Did give up a home run today, but he struck out 7, worked into the 7th inning. Waka opened the game today, and then we saw Fleming come in, 6 innings, 4 runs allowed, and yeah, they had their newest guy, Fierson, come in today. He came in over the trade for Willy Adames. So they had him work an inning today, a couple of strikeouts for him, so a good outing for him today. Just this Tampa Bay team, man, they are just rolling right now, just getting a lot of wins. I mean, 10 straight wins, man. I mean, what else can you say about this Tampa Bay team? Hey, I figured coming into this season, I felt like a lot of people were kind of just writing this Rays team off, and it's only May, I understand that, but this Rays team, man, I don't know. I've doubted this Rays team in the past. Last year, I doubted this Rays team, and they made it all the way to the World Series, 2 wins away from winning a World Series. So, to me, I'm not surprised about this. I'm not surprised that they're having some success. It's going to be interesting to see what they end up doing for the rest of the season. But they're playing great baseball as of right now. So, moving on, we're going to stay in the American League East. The Yankees today getting a walk-off win. Actually, an actual walk gave them the win today. So, Aaron Judge getting the walk today. So, let's go to that game. Here we go. Alrighty, so Andrew Vaughn actually in the top of the 9th for the White Sox. I felt like this was a great series. What a great series this past weekend between the White Sox and the Yankees. You had a great pitching performance from Garrett Cole. Today was a pretty close game, and I believe Friday was a close game as well. Just a fun weekend series between this White Sox-Yankees team. I actually have this White Sox-Yankees team meeting up in the playoffs in my predictions. I had them meeting up in the first round. Could this be a playoff preview? And to me, it was a great series this past weekend. A fun game today. You saw Aroldis Chapman. He gave up the game-tying home run to Andrew Vaughn in the 9th inning today. Hey, Chapman. I mean, Chapman's having a dominant season, an absolute dominant season. I feel like I'm not hearing much about Aroldis Chapman, but I believe today, I actually want to go look up Aroldis Chapman. Taking a look at some stats. I feel like that was the first run he gave up this year. I could be wrong. No, that was the first run that he gave up this year. This guy's been dominant. He has 11 saves this year. He's got 36 strikeouts in 18 innings. Aroldis Chapman, before today, blowing the save today, but this guy had just been absolutely dominant coming into this game, and then he gave up the game-tying home run. He did pick up the win, but he did blow his first save of the season. Again, dominant season from Chapman, but there, hey, he's prone to those game-tying, game-winning home runs here and there. But for the Yankees, they prevailed late in this game. Actually, Jameson Taillon actually pitched a really good game today, 5 innings. He has not had a lot of success this year for the Yankees. He's been kind of a letdown. There was a lot of hype coming with him. Over 9 starts, 5.06 ERA. He has a good amount of strikeouts, 50 strikeouts over 42 and a 2/3 innings. So a good start today for Jameson Taillon. Only a couple of walks today, so that Yankees bullpen did struggle a little bit. Loaisiga got the hold, and again, Chapman did have that blown save. But the Yankees getting that walk in the bottom of the ninth. Let me actually go real quick. So, Aaron Judge walking in or drawing the walk to score. Who scored? Oh, it was Clint Frazier that ended up scoring. So, hey, good win for the Yankees. You got to find ways to win. That's what good teams do, and they found a way to win with a walk. So, good win for the Yankees today. Moving on. So I want to go, is my next story? Yeah, so my next story, we're going back out west. I mentioned the Dodgers just a little bit ago. This Dodgers team has been playing really good as of late, and they're going to be getting some help here soon. They're getting 4 guys that are getting pretty close to returning. Cody Bellinger, Tony Gonsolin, Brusdar Graterol. They're getting some players back here soon. Let's go to the story real quick. So let's take a look here. Sharing the screen. All right, so on MLB Trade Rumors today, they had this. Actually, Mookie Betts was a scratch today. Sore left shoulder, didn't play today. Mookie Betts, actually, I feel like I haven't heard really anything about Mookie Betts this year. Taking a look at the numbers for him, not really a Mookie Betts kind of a year. Good on base, good slugging, but that average is a little low. So I'm wondering if Mookie Betts is going to start picking it up at some point. He's got 5 home runs. I feel like he's been banged up a little bit this year. I remember he was having some back issues, and now he's having some shoulder issues. So hopefully Mookie Betts can kind of get himself back on track a little bit. But getting back to some guys that are getting healthy. We got Cody Bellinger. They were saying today could be around 7 or 8 days from returning. Tony Gonsolin had a rehab assignment. Brusdar Graterol pitched a bullpen session. I mean, so this Dodgers team, man, they are getting close to getting some players back. And then Zach McKinstry as well could return next weekend. So about a week away, I think, we're from seeing Cody Bellinger and Zach McKinstry. So, yeah, and then Zach McKinstry, he's been out too. He's had an oblique issue. So, this Dodgers team, it's good to see that they are clicking. They're winning some games lately. They've really got themselves back on track. And the fact that they're going to be getting these guys back soon, that's kind of scary to think about, to be completely honest with you. I mean, this Dodgers team, they hit a really rough stretch at one point there. I think they had lost like 8 games in a row. I don't remember how many games they lost in a row. But, yeah, this Dodgers team, the fact that they're going to be getting healthy, that's a good sign for them. And that National League West, hey, it's been a fun division so far this year, along with just the Giants as well. So the fact that you got this Padres team playing extremely well, this Dodgers team is playing well, and they're getting healthy. And it's just going to be a fun division. And I'm excited to see if the Giants can stick around too. They've been playing really good baseball lately. So gonna be interesting to see where they fall on my power rankings for this week. So my last story before we get to those power rankings, we are almost at 50 people. If we can start off with 50 people before we get to those power rankings, that would be awesome. But one more story, and this is something for my Red Sox. Chris Sale is getting close to maybe starting a rehab assignment. He said today he's feeling like a pitcher again. And man, oh man, this Red Sox team has been good this year. It has been a pleasure as a Red Sox fan to see this team this year playing extremely well. And the fact that we are going to be getting Chris Sale back soon, I mean, hey, one of the best pitchers in the game. It's a fun thing to think about. And I'm excited to see Chris Sale again. But the important thing here is the fact that he's getting closer to coming back. He's getting over that Tommy John surgery. And so basically with Chris Sale right now, here's the quote as of right now. I believe this was Dave Bush saying this. So he said he's throwing, he's getting off the mound. It's a couple of times a week right now and definitely a shorter number of throws, but he's on the mound as part of a throwing program, says Dave Bush, and he's building up strength and building up intensity. Where he is today, I'm not exactly sure, but he's definitely on the mound and building up, and he feels really good about it. So they haven't really said when he's going to be getting on a rehab assignment, but the fact that you're seeing words like this being said, I mean, that's only a good thing. You haven't heard anything about any kind of setbacks. So Seems like Chris Sale is doing really well. But basically, he is just about to enter spring training mode, basically. So to be honest with you, I would think we're probably going to see him. I mean, it's May 23rd now. I'm guessing I'm guessing all of June will probably be spent rehabbing. We'll probably see him in July. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, the fact, if the Red Sox, if they're still in it at that point, if they're still kind of hanging around for the division lead or a wild card spot, and then they get someone like a Chris Sale back around the trade deadline, I mean, that's like a heck of an acquisition in itself. I mean, good grief. And then if they also go out and maybe go get someone at the trade deadline, I mean, this Red Sox team could be really set up to play well down the stretch. I think Chris Sale, I think we're going to see some rust from him. I would imagine, it's going to be electric when he comes back, but I would not be surprised at all. See him come back, a couple of starts, a few starts, kind of get knocked around a little bit. We'll have to wait and see. But one thing about Chris Sale is that he's always been a much stronger starter in a season than he is a finisher. He tends to do really well in the first half of seasons. And then if you go look at the numbers, he has better numbers in the first half of the season compared to the second half of the season. So, I mean, the fact that, hey, if you can get a first half of the season for Chris Sale going down the stretch, I mean, that could be... that's a scary thought. I mean, the fact that you're getting this guy back. I mean, Chris Sale, one of the best pitchers in baseball. I mean, hey, it's only fun for me to think about, but for other teams, that's a scary proposition. But here we go. Alrighty, we just hit 50 people in the chat. I think this is as good a time as any to start the power rankings. I've gotten through all of my news, so let's get to the power rankings. If you are new to the channel, if you are just coming in, you're thinking, what the heck's going on here? We're talking baseball here all the time. So if you are looking for more baseball news and content, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'm talking baseball here all the time. I actually put out, I think, like 4 to 5 videos this past weekend. So everyone, if you haven't seen those videos that I posted this past weekend, go check them out. I think I posted like 2 videos yesterday and like 3 the other day. I was getting busy with the content this past weekend. But so enough of me rambling. Let's go to the power rankings. So here we go. So the way I do my power rankings, these were last week's power rankings. So I do the letter grades. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the show, I don't do the numbers 1 through 30. I kind of just do the tiers. To me, that just works well in my head. So I go A plus A, B plus B, C plus C, D, and F. So last week I had no F teams. Or actually, oh no, why are they down here? So I had these guys as my Fs last week, and then the only A plus team I had last week was the Chicago White Sox. So I'm gonna keep bouncing back and forth between the new power rankings for this week and then these, kind of just to get an idea of like whether or not they're gonna move up or down. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get to it. So I'm going to start off with my F teams. I might just run through these guys really quick. So I still have Minnesota as the worst team in Major League Baseball. I'm not making any changes there. I am putting the Twins still as an F. The Twins are garbage. I don't know what's going on with the Twins. I mean, they're playing better recently, I guess, but I don't know. Baltimore, very interesting. Baltimore last week I had as a D, and Baltimore has been awful. They have lost 6 straight games. They're 1-9 in their last 10. I'm sorry. Orioles, I had you as a D last week. The Orioles, you are dropping down to an F. I am sorry. I know it might hurt, but you're playing terrible baseball lately. Arizona Diamondbacks. They were last week a D for me. Look at what they're doing lately. They're 1-9 in their last 10. They have lost 8 straight games. I'm sorry, Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm not really even going to I'm not going to spend a lot of time with you guys. You guys are moving down to an F as well. What else here? Here we go. Colorado. They've actually won 3 straight. I don't know. Colorado, you still got a negative 29 run differential. I don't know, man. I mean, Colorado, I'm not ready to move you guys up from an F yet. You're going to stay in the Fs. Let me click out of this one. Here we go. Let me move that over. All right, so Pittsburgh. I mean, hey, you've lost 3 straight. You have a negative 78 run differential. I think that's the worst in Major League Baseball. I'm not making any changes there. Pirates, you're staying at an F. So I believe that might be all of my F teams. Detroit. What's going on with Detroit? They are 6-4 in their last 10, but they've lost 2 straight. I don't know. I'm keeping Detroit as an F2. I don't know about Detroit, man. These teams, to me, I think are going to be my F teams for this week. So what else? We had the Nationals, the Marlins, the Royals, Angels, and Rangers as a D. So I think we can, the Angels. All right, let's kind of start getting into these teams now. The Angels. I mean, what is going on with this Angels team, man? Every week, I feel like I've said this for 3 straight weeks. This Angels team, and now they don't have Mike Trout. I don't know, man. You've lost 3 straight games. You are almost 10 games under 500. I mean, are they even a D at this point? I don't know. This Angels team is just playing bad. They're not doing good. They've lost 3 straight games. They got a negative 51 run differential. I can't believe this Angels team. I don't know. You've lost 3 straight games, and you were a D last week. I'm ready to put this Angels team as an F. I mean, but whatever. I'll get to the numbers. I'll give them a chance here. Let's kind of see where they're ranking. 13th in the offense. Oh, and also I use Fangraphs. If you are new to the power rankings, I use Fangraphs to kind of help me out to see where the teams are ranking offensively, starting pitching-wise, and the bullpen. They are 13th in offense. Starting pitching, where are you? LA. They're 15th in starting pitching. And the bullpen, where are you at with the bullpen? They're 29th in the bullpen. What is going on? What is up with this LA Angels bullpen? Crazy, man. I don't know. I'm sorry. You lost Mike Trout. I got to do it. I got to put the Angels as an F. I'm sorry. But this team is just playing bad. I don't know. You've lost 3 straight. I don't know. What do you want me to do? I mean, they're just not playing well. This is a bad team. Yeah, sure, their numbers are. I mean, the bullpen is terrible. You're middle of the road with the offense. You're middle of the road with starting pitching. I don't know. I mean, maybe you could make them a D. But right now, the fact that you've lost 3 straight games, you're not helping yourself out at all. Angels, I'm sorry. I'm getting sick and tired of this Angels team. I want to hype them up all the time. I love Shohei Ohtani. Of course, I love Mike Trout. But I don't get this team. I really don't understand this team. I'm sorry. I'm losing my patience with the Angels. You're an F. Hopefully, maybe that can kickstart the Angels this past week. Maybe someone on the Angels is watching this right now and said, oh my, Robbie put us as an F. We gotta start kicking it up. So if you see the Angels go on a win streak this week, that's because of me. That's because I put them as an F. So let's see what the Angels can do this week. Here we go. Moving on, we have the Cincinnati Reds. You are 3-7 in your last 10. You have lost a couple of games in a row. Where do we have Cincinnati? Cincinnati last week was a C. So I believe you're not playing very well lately. Let's go to the Cincinnati schedule. Let's see what they're doing lately. One good bright spot is Jesse Winker. This guy, he's got his 5th home run in his last 3 games. The offense is looking really good, but they're just, Luis Castillo, he continues to struggle. Let's go take a look at the schedule. I think we're going to be bumping down the Reds to a D, but I'll give them a chance. I'll go look at kind of dive into it a little bit more. You had a really bad week. Really bad week. Oh, boy. Yeah, you got a 4-game sweep. Yeah, I'm sorry. Reds, you're going down to a D. Yep. Oh, boy. Yep. Reds, you are a D. I am sorry. That's a terrible week. Yeah. That's all I can say about that. Moving on to the Seattle Mariners. You have lost 6 in a row. You are 21-26. You have a negative 52 run differential. I guess Jared Kelenic and Logan Gilbert aren't really helping all that much. I thought maybe those guys would give them a spark. But Seattle, you have just completely been on a downward spiral. You were a C+ last week. I'm sorry. I'm feeling a little frisky. I'm dropping the Mariners down to a D. I'm sorry, but you can't be losing 6 straight games. You can't be having that bad of a run differential. I'm sorry, but you're dropping down 2 spots. When you lose 6 straight games, you're gonna feel it in my power rankings. I'm sorry. But that's just the way it is. Here we go. Moving on, the Texas Rangers. You've won 3 in a row. But overall, you're 4-6 in your last 10. Let's go take a look exactly. And one thing, I actually did make a video about Adolis Garcia. It was a 4-minute video. If you didn't catch that, I posted it last night. So if you didn't see that video, go check it out maybe after these power rankings. But they did get the sweep today against Houston, which has a really good offense. But Adolis Garcia, he has been red hot. Adolis Garcia, man, he had a walk-off home run the other night. He had 2 home runs last night. He had a walk-off base hit today. Adolis Garcia, man, you are just going crazy. Could we be seeing a rookie of the year in Adolis Garcia? But let's take a look at what they did. They got swept. Oh, sorry, I read that completely wrong. You got swept. Wait a minute. Wait, what? You had a what? Wait, what? You had a what? What is this? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong week. Oh, my God. I was like, what? I was like, I could have sworn I just saw that they had a walk-off hit. I was looking at the 16th. Sorry, the 23rd. Yes, you swept the Astros this past weekend. Bit weird. You had 3 straight losses against the Yankees, and then you go on to sweep the Astros. I think with the Rangers, I love me some Adolis Garcia, man. He is really he's going off, man. I like me some Adolis Garcia. But for the Rangers, you have won 3 in a row, so at least you finished your week on a strong note. So the Rangers last week, I had as a D. I think I'm going to keep you at a D. I think the 3 wins in a row, you lost 3 in a row to the Yankees this past week, but then you swept the Astros. I'm going to keep the Astros at a D. They kept themselves there at a D. I'm not ready to bump them up to a C. I mean, but let's face it. At the end of the day, you're still 5 games under 500. I think keeping you at a D is the right thing for right now. Moving on, the Washington Nationals. You have also won 3 in a row. You were 6-4 in your last 10. You are 3 games under 500, however. But let's go take a look at the schedule. Let's see what you're doing. The Nationals. So Patrick Corbin looked like he had himself a good game today. Let's go take a look at what you have done this past week. Alrighty, so the Washington Nationals, where are we at? So here we go. You had a 3-game sweep of the Nationals, or a 3-game sweep of the Orioles, sorry, and you lost 3 out of 4 to the Cubs. So that's not gonna help a lot. Where did I have the Nationals last week? I had the Nationals as a D. I think I don't know. You won 3, but it's the Orioles. I mean, the Orioles are not a good team. I feel like I might keep the Nationals at a D. Kind of like the same thing with what I just did with the Rangers. I mean, you did win 3 in a row, so you kind of, you kept yourself afloat a little bit. I'm going to keep them at a D for right now. I just think this Nationals team, I mean, yes, it's nice that you won 3 in a row, but, I just think the Nationals, they got to start putting some wins together, man. So I'm going to keep them at a D for right now. Taking a look at the Miami Marlins. You have won 2 in a row. You're 2 games under 500. You are 6-4 in your last 10. Let's take a look at what the Miami Marlins did this past week. So here we go. So it looked like Cody Petit propelled the Marlins to a series win with 4 strikeouts over 7 scoreless innings. Also had his first hit and RBI. So, hey, and beating the Mets today. What is going on with the Mets? This Mets team, they're in shambles right now. They're only 2 games over 500. What is going on with this Mets team? Let's take a look. Also, let me know in the chat what you think. Let me know what you think about the Miami Marlins jerseys. Let me know what you think. I'm a big fan of those new city jerseys, those red jerseys. Let's actually go take a look. I love them. It pays homage to I believe it pays homage to the Cuban team or their ties in Cuba, I believe. What was it again? So take a look at these jerseys, man. These red jerseys. I love them, man. Love them. Yeah, the Cuban Sugar Kings. So it pays homage to them. I love them. I love these red jerseys. So let me know in the chat. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you like the Marlins City jerseys. Give me a thumbs down. I kind of want to know what you all think. Let me know what you think. I'm a big fan. I love it. I love the letters. I love the font. I love the blue outline. I love these jerseys. I know it might be a little weird because it's red, and when you think of the Marlins, you don't think red at all. I'm a big fan of these jerseys. I love the hats. If you're a Marlins fan, go get yourself one of these hats. These are awesome hats. Speaking of jerseys, I actually just did a jersey ranking video using Tier Maker the other day. So if you haven't seen that video, go check that out. I ranked all of the home jerseys, and I'm going to be ranking the away jerseys soon and the alternate jerseys. So, but I'm seeing a lot of people big fans of these Miami Marlins jerseys. So, but back to the power rankings. So again, Marlins 22 and 24. Here we go. You took 2 out of 3 against the Mets this past weekend. The pitching did really well over Saturday and Sunday. And you took 2 out of 3 against the Phillies. You know, this Marlins team, you know, you won 4 out of 6 games this past week. That's pretty it's not too shabby if you ask me. The Marlins last week I had as a D. Could I maybe be bumping these Marlins up to a C? I don't know. They had a pretty good week. Let's take a look at what the Marlins are doing. Offensively, the Marlins right now, they are only 25th in offense. Not a great offense, but the strength of this Marlins team is the pitching. They are 11th in starting pitching right now. Let's take a look at what the Marlins are doing. We got Trevor Rogers is having himself a fantastic year. Pablo Lopez, a fantastic year. Sandy Alcantara, very solid. Cody Petit has been really solid in his first couple of starts. Had a good start today. They're getting some really good starting pitching, man, and you gotta love it. I love what we're seeing out of Trevor Rogers. Pablo Lopez, I think, is one of the more underrated arms in the game. Taking a look at the bullpen. The Marlins bullpen. Where are you at? They have the 4th best bullpen this year. Wow. I feel like they were a lot lower here recently. We just broke 100 people in the chat. Welcome, everyone. If you are new, we're doing power rankings right now. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. But this Miami Marlins bullpen, really solid. Dylan Floro has been a really good addition this year. Adam Simber has been really good. Curtis has been good. We got Holloway pitching well. He hasn't given up a run this year. Ross Detweiler's been really solid. Yimi Garcia has been good. He's got himself 8 saves. This Marlins bullpen's looking pretty good. You know what? I'm liking what the Marlins are doing. I'm liking this team right now. And you know what? I'm also going to look at some numbers from this past week. The Marlins offense this past week. What are you doing this past week? 22nd in the offense this past week. They're 6th in starting pitching. They're getting great starting pitching, this Miami Marlins team. And they're 6th in the bullpen this past week. You know what? I'm giving the Marlins the bumpity bump. We're going to go C for the Marlins. They have earned themselves the promotion from a D to a C. And those jerseys, they look awesome. So the Marlins, they had a good week. And those jerseys, man, hey, those only help. You're going to get moved up to a C, Miami. Good job. Here we go. Moving on. Here we go. Kansas City. It looks like maybe they've got themselves on track. Have they got themselves on track? They were just losing every single game at one point. They've lost, or they've won a couple in a row now. But let's go take a look at the Royals. What did you do this past week? Hey, it looks like the Royals, are these their new city jerseys? What are those jerseys? Ooh. I love jerseys, man. Are those city jerseys? Or were those just throwbacks? Man, what are those? Oh, okay. Those are the Negro League. Okay, cool. Ooh. I just love jerseys, man. Let me know in the chat what you think of jerseys. I love when teams wear throwback jerseys. I love it, man. That to me is like one of the more fun parts of baseball is just all the jerseys and the hats. I love all that stuff, man. So anytime I see a team, wearing, something different like that, it just makes me tingle in my loins. What can I say? But the Royals getting the walk-off win today against the Tigers. Let's take a look at what they did this past week. Taking a look this past week, Kansas City, what did you do? All right, so you took 2 out of 3 against the Tigers, and you won a couple against the Brewers. So, hey, 4 wins out of 5 games this past week for the Royals. Not bad. Let's take a look at what they're doing overall on the year. Kansas City, that offense, 19th in the offense. Starting pitching, they are 10th in starting pitching. And the bullpen, they're 20th in the bullpen. Let's take a look at what they did this past week. 23rd in offense. They are 14th in starting pitching. And They were 23rd in the bullpen. Interesting. Not the best numbers overall, but Kansas City got 4 wins out of 5. You know, that's not bad. Let's take so last week the Royals were a D. I don't know. Is it enough to get the Royals the promotion to a C? They were a D last week. Are the Royals going to be moved up to a C? I'm going to let you all vote on this one. Let's have you guys vote in the chat. Where do you think the Royals should go? Do you think they should be a C? Or are you going to keep them at a D? They did win 4 out of 5. I'm seeing MLB Joey say that in the chat. I mean, hey, you've been winning this past week. Is the 4 out of 5 wins enough to get them bumped up to a C? I'm seeing, I feel like, more C's. I'm seeing an F. Urban the Introvert is giving them an F. He is not convinced. I'm seeing a lot of C's. I'm seeing some D's. I feel like I'm seeing some more C's, though. Are we feeling a little more optimistic or a little more pessimistic? Chester doesn't know. LJG Landon, I think, C minus. I kind of think that's where I'm at. I feel like I'm not sure if they're quite at a C. And Coaster Fan, you are right. It is the Tigers. It is the Tigers. You know, not a whole lot there. Jordan Anogstu, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Anognestu. Am I pronouncing that right? I'm so sorry. You're giving them a D+. I'm seeing a C. I'm seeing another D. Ooh, this is tough. You know what? I don't know. I'm gonna stick with the Royals at a D right now. I'm gonna stick at a D for right now. I want to see some more wins. I want to see some more convincing wins. I'm seeing that you beat the Tigers. The Tigers, I mean, they're an F team. If you can get a couple more wins this week, I'll be willing to put them up to a C. But I want to see a little more out of Kansas City. They're going to stay at a D for right now. So let's take a look here. Philadelphia Phillies up next. My Red Sox took it to the Phillies this past weekend. The Phillies won today. You guys, Zach Wheeler pitched a great game today for the Phillies. So they really needed that out of him today. But the Red Sox really roughed the Phillies up this past weekend. Bryce Harper did not have a good series this weekend. And, oh, boy, he had a really rough game last night. He was just terrible last night. He was making errors. He was striking out. Rough game for Bryce Harper. But Philly, 23-24, 3-7 in their last 10. They did win today. Let's take a look at what Philly did this past week. Philly is another one of these teams, man. It's just like they got a good team on paper, but I don't know, man. It just feels like they don't have a lot of guys that really can step up, Like I feel like I don't know. Like they've had a couple of injuries. I don't know. This Phillies team is just weird. JT Realmuto, he's been down. It's just, I don't know, man. This Phillies organization, it just feels like they really lack depth. I don't know. It's just I don't get it because they have a good team, but it just feels like something just isn't there. I don't know what it is with this Phillies team. But again, you got roughed up by my Red Sox on Friday night. You lost 4-3 against them last night. You did get the win today, and you lost 2 out of 3 to the Marlins. So you lost 4 out of 6 this past week. So this Phillies team, last week I had the Phillies as where were the Phillies last week? Am I not seeing where are the Phillies? Am I blind? Where are the Phillies on this list? Oh, there they are, a C. Oh my God. I was just like, I could not see the Phillies. So I had the Phillies as a C. I kind of want to keep the Phillies at a C right now. I might keep him at a C. I'm not ready to bump him down to a D yet. You won today. Zach Wheeler did look really good. Let's just go look at the numbers just in case. The offense, this Philadelphia offense, man, their 20th offense. I mean, they need guys like Alec Boehm to really start stepping it up. Bryce Harper had himself a tough weekend. But starting pitching, they're getting good starting pitching from their top 3. The bullpen has been, they're starting to struggle again. This Philadelphia bullpen, man. I don't know. I mean, the bullpen's better, but they're just not, they're not great. I don't know what it is. It's definitely better than what it was in the last couple of years, but they're still not like a great bullpen. I'm going to keep the Phillies at a C right now, just like they were last week. I'll keep them at a C. I'm not ready to bump them down just yet. If they have another bad week, I think they're going to get bumped down to a D. I would say right now the Phillies are like a C minus, kind of, right in that area. I'm not ready to put them at a D just yet. So we are going to keep them at a C. So moving on. Here we go. Moving on to Atlanta. They've won a few games in a row. 23-24. Acuna Jr., man. I mean, this guy had himself a night the other night. How many runs did this team put up the other night? I mean, he had a good win against the Pirates today. Austin Riley had himself a good game today. Taking a look here. You scored 20 runs against the Pirates the other night. You were going off. You scored how many runs this past weekend? What a run, the run differential there. You got 20 on Friday. You had 6 on Saturday and 7 today. So you scored 33 runs this past weekend, and you only gave up 3. That's a really strong weekend, if you ask me. They were really struggling in the beginning of the week. You lost 2 out of 3 to the Mets, and then you lost to the Pirates, but then you won 3 straight. It is the Pirates. It's not a great team, but when you're putting up 20 runs against the Pirates, man, that's a lot of runs. And Acuna Jr. had himself. Acuna Jr. was hitting so good the other night that he tried to bat left-handed, and Snitker basically said, nope. You are not batting left-handed. You are sticking with the right-handed bat, my friend. Quit goofing around. SoundFX09, I'm seeing an Atlanta Braves comment in the chat. Now, for my Atlanta Braves, we decimated the drunken sailors of Pittsburgh, but we have a tough month of June coming up, but we're feeling a lot better now after this homestand. C+, please. I might be willing to maybe bump it up to a C+. Let's go take a look. Last week, I had the Braves as a C. You really had yourselves a good weekend, man. But overall, for the week, you got to look at the whole thing. You got to look. So you lost 3 this week, and you won. Okay, you won 4 out of 7 this past week. Am I willing to move the Braves up to a C+? I feel like I'm kind of sticking with a C for right now. I want to see a little bit more. You had yourselves a really good weekend, but at the end of the day, it is the Pirates. But man, you also scored 20 runs on Friday, and then you scored 13 more over Saturday and Sunday. Hey, how do you say your name? Losa Lata, whatever. Hey, be nice in the chat. Don't be mean, my friend. Come on. I am not a joke. I guess I am kind of a joke sometimes, but just be a little nicer in the chat. Here we go. So, taking a look here. Do I want to bump him up to a C+? I don't know. I mean, you had a really good weekend. I don't know. I kind of want to see him play well against a good team. You got the Red Sox. Hey, that's going to be a fun series. I'm excited for that. You got a couple of games against the Red Sox, and then you got the Mets again. I think the Braves they're going to really benefit from a couple of weeks or a couple of days off. Sorry. So you got the Red Sox. We got the Mets this week. This is going to be a very important week for the Braves, in my opinion. You had a really good weekend. I don't know. I want to see a little more. I'm sticking with the Braves as a C. I gotta stick with them as a C. You did your thing against the Pirates, but it's the Pirates at the end of the day. So I'm gonna stick with the Braves as a C. I'm not ready for that C+ just yet. I want to see a little more out of this Braves team to get them bumped up. Taking a look. Up next, we have the Milwaukee Brewers. You've won a couple in a row, 23-23, 4-6 in the last 10. Yelich came back. Yelich is back now, so they have needed him. This offense has not been good, and look at the offense today. They needed his bat, man. They have needed his bat. Taking a look at what you did this past week. Here we go. So this past week, you won 2 out of 3 against the Reds, but then you lost 2 against the Royals. Or you lost, or was it 3 games? Or it was 2 games. You lost both games to the Royals. But then you won 2 out of 3 against the Reds. All right. Where did I have them last week? We had the Brewers as a C+. This is a toughie. Toughie. All right, let's go take a look at the numbers. Here we go, Milwaukee. Here we go, Milwaukee. So you have the worst offense in baseball right now. The starting pitching, 7th in starting pitching. I mean, you got great starting pitching. Is was one thing you cannot deny with this Brewers team. And you're 21st in the bullpen. Let's take a look at what you did this past week. Even with Yelich coming back, you're only ranked 27th in the offense this past week. The starting pitching, wow, they're only 25th in starting pitching this past week. So, yeah, that's not too hot. And then if we're taking a look, you were 15th in the bullpen. I don't know. I'm kind of, man. Do I want to stick with a C+ for the Brewers? Oh, man. I don't know, because they don't feel like a C+ this week. They ended last week on a good note, I remember. But I don't know. Are they a C+? I don't know. Let's do a vote. Let's do a vote in the chat. Oh, we got a super chat. Jolly Olive is here. Glad to see your numbers up again, King. Much deserved. Oh, Jolly, thank you so much. The numbers were struggling there for a couple of weeks, man. And yeah, it's nice to see we're getting a little bit of a bump in the numbers lately. And but yeah, thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate you. I'm glad everything is going well on your end as well. And congratulations. You're, I believe, Jolly Olive, you're doing this. I think I read that you're doing this full time now. And also, you got hired by Starks Raving Sports. That's amazing. Good for you, my friend. Everyone in the chat, go follow Jolly Olive, man. He's got great content. Great content. Reminds me of like Foolish Baseball a little bit. Kind of reminds me of what's the other channel? Baseball Doesn't Exist a little bit. Kind of stuff like that. So go follow. Great channel over there. Jolly, I really appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much. And hopefully the numbers can keep improving over the season. But here we go. Oh, the Brewers. That's where I was wondering why people were typing in C's and C+. I'm seeing more C's. Ooh, do we have C+, C+? Oh, I feel like we're kind of even here. I mean, you did get Yelich back. That was a good thing. Toughie here. I mean, you ended your week on a good note. You had 9 runs today. I'll keep the Brewers as a C+. I'll keep the Brewers as a C+. You ended your week on a good note. I'll keep them as a C+. I feel like they're right in the middle, like a C+. I don't know. But we'll keep them as a C+ for right now. Here we go. Moving on, we have the Toronto Blue Jays. What the heck has happened to this Blue Jays team? You've lost 5 in a row. You got your heinies kicked by the Rays this past weekend, and you lost it in the 9th inning today. 5 losses in a row. I mean, they were looking really good last week. I had the Blue Jays as a B. But, I mean, you've lost 5 straight games. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, you got to go down. The question is, are you going to go down into the C+, or are you going to go down into the C's? That's the only problem here. I don't know. How far are you going to fall? This is tough. Let's go take a look at the numbers. Toronto, you still have a really good offense this year. You're 6th in the offense. Actually, let me go pull up their schedule from this past week. Obviously, you've pretty much lost all your games this past week, but they were really close to winning today. They were close to winning today, and you blew it in the 9th. Looks like Chatwood maybe blew that save today, I believe. Let's take a look. So, yeah, that's right. That's right. JD Martinez hit a piss missile of a game-winning home run against the Blue Jays this past week. That was awesome. I was wigging out when that happened. But yeah, the Red Sox really took it to the Blue Jays. But then they had a really good win against the Red Sox in that first game, 8-0. But then after a really good win like that, you had Hyun-Jin Ryu pitch a really good game that game, and then you just fall off the face of the earth and you just lose 5 games in a row. I mean, you had a good momentum kind of a win, and then you just go and lose 5 games in a row. Like, what is up with that? So, yeah, I don't know. But let's go take a look at the numbers. Toronto still has a really good offense, 6th in baseball right now. Starting pitching, they're 29th in starting pitching, man. What is going on? They need more. They need more starting pitching. If they need trade deadline, they need to go after someone, man. They got to go after someone. Go after a Max Scherzer. That would be so fun. That wouldn't be fun for me, but Max Scherzer in a Blue Jays uniform, let's do it. I don't see why not. I mean, that would be a heck of a trade for them. I mean, that would be great. They need more starting pitching. But let's take a look. Where are they at with the bullpen? The bullpen, I feel like, has actually been pretty decent. They're 16th this year overall, but let's take a look at the numbers this past week. Toronto's offense, they've had a really good offense this past week. They are also 6th this past week. The starting pitching this past week has not been good. Besides Hyun-Jin Ryu, he's been good, but 19th overall this past week. Looking at the bullpen, they're 28th. This bullpen has struggled this past week. Not a good bullpen this week. I feel like with the Blue Jays, I still think there's a lot to like here. I think I'm going to bump him down. They're at a B. This is a toughie, man. This is a toughie. I'll bump him down to, oh, man, I'm having a rough one here. I don't know if I want to go C plus or C. I mean, you've lost 5 in a row. I'm having a tough time with some of these teams. I don't know. C plus? I don't know. I mean, that 5-game losing streak, man, it's really killing me right now. If it was like maybe a 2-game losing streak or 3, I mean, yeah, maybe, stay at a C plus, but you've lost 5 games in a row. You really got taken care of by the Rays, man. This Blue Jays team is good, though, man. Really good offense. Hyun-Jin Ryu's pitched a couple of good games this past week. The bullpen's blown it, I don't know. This is tough. I'm having a tough one here. Tough. I'm seeing some C pluses. I'll go with a C plus. I'm feeling a little generous because this Blue Jays team, I watched them for 3 games. They looked pretty good, man. And and the Red Sox came back late and beat them in that one game. They had the lead in that game. I'll go C plus for the Blue Jays. I won't be too harsh on this Blue Jays team. I'll bump them down 1, but they got to get themselves back on track, man. They got to get themselves back on track. Moving on here, Chicago Cubs. Interesting team, this Cubs team. It's a 500 team. I mean, you got guys really stepping it up this year who struggled with the Cubs last year. Chris Bryant, Craig Kimbrell, they've really stepped up their games. I am really wondering, where is Chris? I feel like Chris Bryant's going to get traded. I mean, I think that has to happen, right? I mean, I would imagine that's going to happen. You got to, Chris Bryant, he's going to be a free agent. I would imagine you got to unload that guy, and maybe even Craig Kimbrell. The only problem with Craig Kimbrell, he is making a little bit of money, but he's having a really good year. He has a vesting option for next year. I believe if he hits a certain amount of appearances, then I think that will automatically trigger his option. I'm not quite sure, but from what I saw, I think he needs around 110 appearances in the last 2 years combined. I don't think he's going to hit that. So I think his option, instead of his option vesting, it's going to be a team option. And I would imagine the Cubs are not going to exercise that option. So I would think teams, would be okay with trading for him because he's having a good year. So he's looking like the Craig Kimbrell of old. But anyway, I digress. Let's talk about the Cubs as a team. Hey, trade deadline, that's getting close. It's getting closer and closer and closer. We're about, 2 months away? Oh, I love the trade deadline. I'm loving the trade deadline. I'm excited for it. But let's take a look. They're playing right now. Okay. Cubs-Cardinals. Gotta love some Cubs-Cardinals. Here we go. This week. So you have split the series with the Cardinals right now. So you're playing the rubber game right now. And then you won 3 out of 4 against the Nationals. That's a pretty decent week. And you got, it's a scoreless game right now. Ooh, scoreless game here. Let's go take a look at this game real quick. 0-0. Bottom of the 9th. Andrew Chafin is on the mound. So let's go take a look at this game real quick. Zach Davies had himself a pretty decent game. 5 innings. Cardinals. Wainwright had a good game. Look at Wainwright balling out today. 8 innings, 7 strikeouts. Man, look at that. But there's just been no offense. The Cardinals have had some hits, but no runs pushed across. Cubs have only been held to 2 hits today. Wainwright was dominant today, man. But for the Cubs, so I don't know. I don't really know what's going to happen with this game. But from what they've done this past week, looking all right. Let's take a look. Where did I have the Cubs last week? I had the Cubs as a C last week. I mean, you played pretty good this past week. You won 3 out of 4 against the Nationals. You split with the Cardinals this weekend. You had a good win on Friday night. I don't know. Am I willing to put the Cubs up to a C or a C plus? Sorry. Let's go take a look. The Chicago Cubs offense, they're 9th in offense this year. Starting pitching, they are taking a look at the starting pitching. Oh, they're dead last. Dead last in starting pitching. Bullpen. This bullpen for the Cubs, they have the 5th best bullpen. So you got a good offense, you got a good bullpen. It's just that starting pitching has not been good. Let's take a look this past week. You had a really good offense this past week. You had the 5th best offense this past week. Looking at the starting pitching this past week, they were 21st, so that's better than being dead last. And the bullpen. And the bullpen was the best bullpen this past week. I think the Cubs are proving their case. I'm going to bump the Cubs up to a C+. I mean, you got a good bullpen this past week. You had a good offense this past week. You had a good win against the Cardinals on Friday night. I'm bumping the Cubs up to a C+. I'm bumping it up. Here we go. Cubs C+. I'm doing it. Moving on. Here we go. The Mets, 21-19. You've lost 2 in a row. What is up with this Mets team, man? This Mets team. I don't know about this Mets team, man. Where did I have them last week? I had the Mets as a C+ last week. Hey, Jordan Yamamoto is back. I mean, he lost, but I like me some Jordan Yamamoto, man. Here we go. Let's take a look at the schedule this past week. All right, so you took 2 out of 3 against the Braves, and then you lost 2 out of 3 against the Marlins. This team is so back and forth. You got guys that are hurt. DeGrom is coming back soon. Where is this Mets team going to fall on my power rankings? Again, you were a C+ last week. You didn't end on a good note. You lost 2 out of 3. You lost today. Let's go to the numbers. The Mets right now, 23rd in offense this year. Starting pitching has been great. DeGrom's coming back soon. 6th in starting pitching. And Carlos Carrasco, I feel like I read that he's around like a month away from coming back. I think I read that. That's really going to help. And then Syndergaard's going to come back eventually. The Mets bullpen has been a really good bullpen this year. They are 2nd in the bullpen. Let's go take a look at why this bullpen has been so good. Edwin Diaz, he's been very good. He's got himself 7 saves. Aaron Loop has been a solid addition. Trevor May's been a solid addition. Familia's got himself back on track. Lucchesi, I feel like Lucchesi had a start this past weekend. Did he start yesterday? But Lucchesi on the year, he has not been very, very good this year. The FIP is a lot better, though. He's got a 3.00 FIP compared to an ERA of 7.32. So what's up with that? That's a really big difference. I don't know. But back to that bullpen. It's been a pretty solid bullpen all around. You know? They're getting some guys that are performing out of this bullpen. Let's take a look at what they did this past week. The Mets, 26 in offense this past week. I think J.D. Davis is coming back soon as well. I think I read that. 4th in starting pitching this past week. And the bullpen... Actually, the bullpen this week for the Mets struggled. 21st in the bullpen this past week. I don't know. You lost 2 out of 3 over this weekend. You're 21-19. You got some injuries right now. I'm going to bump him down to a C. I got to give him the bump. You lost 2 out of 3 this past weekend. You didn't finish the week on a good note. I'm bumping him down to a C. I'm going C for the Mets right now. They got to have a good week to get themselves back up. Moving on, we have the Cleveland Indians, 24-20 on the year, 4-6 in your last 10. You lost today. This Indians team, man. Where did I have them last week? I had them as a C+. They lost today against the Twins in the 10th inning. Let's take a look. Here we go. The Indians. So you lost 2 out of 3 to the worst team in baseball. And you won 2 out of 3 against the Angels, who just stink. So I don't even know. But you lost 2 out of 3 to the Twins. I think automatically right there, that's going to bump you down to a C. Yep. That's going to bump you down to a C. I'm not even going to get into it. We already know what's going on with this Indians team. They got good starting pitching. The offense isn't quite there. I mean, that offense is 26th this year. Starting pitching. Actually, I feel like the starting pitching overall has not been great. They're 24th in starting pitching, which is weird because their top 3 has been good. And then the bullpen, they have the 8th best bullpen. So, oh wait, no, is that starting pitching? Oh no, those are the relievers. Sorry. And then this past week, Cleveland was 18th in the offense. They were 27th in starting pitching. What is up with the starting pitching lately? Not very good. And then the bullpen this past week was actually a really good bullpen this last week. But you lost 2 out of 3 to the Twins. I'm sorry. You're getting bumped down from a C+ to a C. All right, I believe we are getting closer and closer to the finish line. Houston, you have lost 3 in a row. You looked really good last week, and then you have kind of tailspinned over the last few games. Let's take a look at what's been going on. But yeah, Displays in the chat is saying Cleveland is useless without Shane playing at his best. Like, he needs, Shane Bieber, man, he's basically the straw that stirs the drink with Cleveland. They got Plesac doing all right this year. They need more, man. This Indians team, they need more offense. They definitely need more offense. But Houston, you lost today to the Rangers. Let's take a look at this past week. So you won 2 out of 3 against the A's, but then you got swept by the Rangers. That's weird. You beat a good team in the A's. You won that series, and then you got swept by the Rangers. You basically got swept by Adolis Garcia. Adolis Garcia is the man. He has been going off, and he basically torched you guys this past weekend. So Houston could not figure out Garcia. Houston last week, I had Houston as a B+. I think because you got swept by the Rangers. I mean, one thing to take note of with the Astros, you have the best offense in baseball this year. Starting pitching has it's middle of the road, you're 17th. And the bullpen, the Houston bullpen is only 22nd. They're not, their team runs through their offense. So the fact that they could not score today, they couldn't score anything against the Rangers today. You need that offense to be churning, man, because that starting pitching, you can't really rely on it. You got Greinke, but I mean, really, after that, it's and the bullpen has not been very reliable this year. This offense, they have to outscore you to win games. So I think with the Astros, last week you were at a B+. I'm going to bump you down to a B. I think the Astros right now, getting bumped down to a B, that just feels right. I think the Astros are at a B. You got swept by the Rangers this past weekend, but you have the best offense in the game. You won the series against the A's. I think this is fair. I'm going to go B to the Astros. Here we go. Next up, we have the Cardinals, who are playing right now. Wainwright pitched really good. Basically 500 ball in the last 10, 5-5. You won yesterday. Is that game over yet? Let's go back to that game. What is going on it was 0-0 a second ago. So we're going into extras. Cubs and Cardinals, extra innings right now. We got a scoreless duel in Chicago. What's going to end up happening with that game? But for the Cardinals this past week, let's take a look. So last week, while that's loading, I had the Cardinals as a B+ last week. So will the Cardinals be able to keep their B+ spot? I don't think they're going to move up. Well, I don't know. Let's take a look. Here we go. Cardinals. You won 2 against the Pirates. You split with the Cubs. I feel like I'm going to stay at a B+. I think simple as that. I think I'm just going to keep him at a B+. I don't know. I feel like you kind of didn't really do anything different, basically. So I'm going to keep the Cardinals at a B+. So just taking a look at what the Cardinals are doing. 17th in the offense. You're 19th in starting pitching. And the bullpen, where's the bullpen? And you're 12th in the bullpen. It's weird with this Cardinals team because they don't rank very well in the numbers, but they're getting wins. So, you're kind of middle of the road, I feel like, with a lot of things. Even like this past week, you were 15th in offense this past week. Oh, I'm seeing a super chat from Alberto Lopez, $1.99. Slam Bowers, Daddy Diego. Slam Bowers, Daddy Diego. I'm pretty sure you're saying the Padres are looking rather good. And the Padres, I think they're going to finish pretty well in these power rankings this week. So, Alberto, really appreciate the $1.99 super chat, my friend. Thank you so much. So, taking a look, this past week, St. Louis had the 17th best starting pitching. And the bullpen this week was really good. 7th in the bullpen this past week. I think the Cardinals, I'm just going to keep them at a B+. That's where I had them last week. I feel like you kind of just split this past week. I'm going to stay with the Cardinals. Moving on, the Chicago White Sox. Man, you lost 3 in a row. Got beat by the Yankees this past weekend. Andrew Vaughn had a game-tying home run against Aroldis Chapman today. And that was Aroldis Chapman's first run given up this year. Crazy. Aroldis Chapman has been absolutely dominant. But you got swept by the Yankees this past weekend. You did win 2 out of 3 against the Twins, but man, this White Sox team, you got swept. That's not a good. I mean, they were an A+. It doesn't feel like an A+ right now. You got swept by the Yankees. I don't know, but we got to look at the numbers. So the White Sox have the second best offense in baseball right now. The starting pitching is 4th best. And the bullpen is 6th best. I feel like, this White Sox team, man, let's take a look at this past week. You had the 12th best offense this past week. The White Sox, the starting pitching was good this past week, 5th. And the bullpen, it looks like the bullpen had a tough week. 25th in the bullpen this past week. That's a tough week. But you got swept by the Yankees, man. And, I mean, sure, you beat the Twins. You put up 16 runs on the Twins in the beginning of the week. I feel like I want to, man, I don't know. It's just getting swept. You got swept. I feel like that has to bring you down at least one. You didn't end the week on a good note. I'm going to go with an A for the White Sox. I'm going to keep him in the A's, but I think A+. I mean, you got swept to finish the week. I got to drop him down to an A as of right now. I think, you got swept. So I'm going to keep the White Sox in the A's, but I'm going to keep them at an A. So moving on, we have the San Francisco Giants. You lost 3 in a row over this past weekend. Let's take a look. That's the Cardinals. So the Giants today, losing to the Dodgers, getting swept by the Dodgers. I'm just going to say this right now. Trevor Bauer, as much as the guy can bother me sometimes with the stuff that he says, him walking off of the mound the other night was one of the best things I had ever seen. I love it. Okay, so I have always been, always had a soft spot for the WWE. I like me just a good villain. And Trevor Bauer walking off of the mound, doing the ear thing and just doing this, I busted out laughing over that. I thought it was the funniest thing. Trevor Bauer, that made me laugh a lot. He was getting a lot of flack just because he threw like 126 pitches over 6 2/3. I don't care. I don't care about that. The just him walking off of the mound and basically just saying, "Are you not entertained?" That was the funniest thing to me. I had to talk about that. Anyway, the Giants. You got swept by the Dodgers this past weekend, but then you swept the Reds in the beginning of the week. And you put up 19 runs. I mean, you got swept by the Dodgers. I mean, I think you're gonna get bumped down a little bit. I think you are gonna, but the Dodgers are a good team, but you got swept. The fact that you couldn't win one, I think that's gonna bump you down. Kind of like the White Sox. You got swept this past weekend. The Giants got swept this past weekend. I think you're gonna get bumped. I mean, when you lose 3 straight, I think automatically on my power rankings, I think that's a recipe for getting a bump. So I think the Giants, if they had won one game, I would have been okay with keeping them at like a B+. But I think because you got swept, I think you got to get the bump. You got to get the bump. So I do like this Giants team. I'm wondering where this Giants team is going to be at the trade deadline, because I think this could be a team that maybe could add like a bat. Maybe even go after, maybe even like a Chris Bryant. I think that could be pretty fun. So, Giants, I got to go with the B. If you get swept, I think and especially to end the week, you're just finishing on a down note. I think you got to get the bump. You got to get the bumpity bump down. So, Giants to a B. Moving on. Well, actually, real quick, just to look at what the Giants are doing. San Francisco. The offense is 15th. The starting pitching is 3rd. And the bullpen, it's actually not a good bullpen. They are dead last in the bullpen this year. Not a good bullpen overall. 10th in the offense this past week. You were 7th in starting pitching. But then the bullpen, you were 22nd in the bullpen. So, again, you got swept this past weekend. You're going to get the bump from a B+ down to a B. Oakland, you've won 2 in a row, 28-19 on the year. So, Oakland, hey. Or actually, no, so you have not won 2 in a row. So, they have not updated this. So, the Angels got the win. Taking a look here. They won 2 out of 3 against the Angels. They did still win the series against the Angels. But taking a look this past week, I mean, you lost 2 out of 3 to the Astros. But then you won 2 out of 3 against the Angels. So last week, I had the A's as a B+. You lost today, but you did take 2 out of 3. Do I keep the A's as a B+? I feel like they kind of split the week. Hey, I see you, M85. I see you, soon to be the Vegas Athletics. I think it has a nice ring to it. The Vegas A's. I think it's got a nice ring to it. But for the A's this year, you have the 5th best offense. Starting pitching has been pretty good, 14th, middle of the road. But the bullpen is 11th. This past week, you had the 3rd best offense. You had the 15th best starting pitching. And you had the 11th best bullpen. I think with the A's, I'm going to keep him. I'm going to stay. I'm going to keep him as a B+ for right now. You went for the sweep today, but you couldn't quite get it locked up. I'm going to keep the A's as a B+ for right now. Kind of like the Cardinals. I feel like you kind of split the week. So we'll stay with the A's for right now. Moving on. Here we go. The Yankees are on fire. They've won 6 straight. Got the walk-off walk today, even with Aroldis Chapman blowing the save. 28-19. This Yankees team is red hot. So they won, I believe, every game they played this past week. Their starting pitching is on a roll. You had Corey Kluber with the no-hitter. Garrett Cole pitched really good yesterday. Jamison Tyone pitched really good today. I believe Domingo Germán pitched well. They have been rolling. So, okay, they had 1 loss this past week, but that was on Monday. But, you won 2 games in a row, 2-0 against the Rangers, 7-4. You had a good series sweep of the White Sox. The White Sox are a good team. A good team. This Yankees team, they are finally starting to hit their stride. This Yankees team, I had as a B last week. I am ready to put the Yankees up to an A. And I believe they should be at the same level of this White Sox team because they swept this White Sox team. I'm bumping this Yankees team up to an A. I want to see a little bit more out of this Yankees team to make them an A+, but they had a really good week, really good starting pitching this past week. Some of the best starting pitching. I believe the run that they're on, I think they had I believe it was a bit of a historic run. I'm not quite sure what I forget what it was, but I believe they had like a scoreless innings streak. Am I right about that? Yankees scoreless innings. Yeah, yesterday They bumped it up to 30 innings in a row. So, Garrett Cole looked really good yesterday. Looked really good. So here we go. Cole extended the scoreless streak by the Yankee starters to 30 innings. What was that? Yeah, so they gave up the runs today. But, yeah, that's really good, man. That's really good. That starting pitching has been going crazy. So good. So good. And then you got the Corey Kluber no-hitter this past week. So the Yankees, for me, they have made the jump into the A's. Oh, that's the wrong one. So they were a B last week, but for the first time this season, the Yankees find themselves in the A's. The Yankees, very good this past week. Hey, what else can you say? They've won 6 in a row. Great starting pitching. Good bullpen this past week. The offense is getting it done. Hey, this Yankees team, they're looking really good. Here we go. Tampa Bay. Here we go. They have won 10 in a row. I mean, this Tampa Bay team, they're just clicking right now. And they won today against the Blue Jays, scoring 4th in the 9th inning, man. This Rays team was a B. I feel like we got to make the move for the Rays too. We got to make the move. Here we go. So the Rays, they have the 7th best offense this year. 7th best. I actually didn't go over the Yankees. Let me go over the Yankees real quick. The Yankees were 16th best in the offense this year. The Yankees have the 2nd best starting pitching and the best bullpen. So just giving you an update, Yankees pitching this year has been great. That bullpen has been phenomenal. But for the Rays, they have the 7th best offense. They have the 12th best starting pitching. And the bullpen, they just added a couple of bullpen pieces with Willy Adames. They called up Taylor Walls. I feel like we're going to see Wander Franco at some point. Not really sure when that's going to happen, but they have the 9th best bullpen. Let's take a look at what they've been doing over this stretch. The Rays over the past week have the best offense. They have actually, where are they at with the starting pitching? Starting pitching. Oh, wow. They are 29th in starting pitching this past week. That's crazy. And the bullpen, but the bullpen has been getting it done. 5th best in the bullpen. I want to take a look at that starting pitching. Taking a look at the starting pitching with the Rays. Michael Wacha had he opened today. Tyler Glasnow, he's looking pretty good. I feel like that ERA has been jumping up a little bit. I think it was lower. Let's take a look at the game log for Tyler Glasnow. Okay, so against the Blue Jays a couple of nights ago, he gave up 5 runs, a couple of home runs. He had a really good start against the Mets. 8 innings, 2 earned. But yeah, he had a bad start against the Blue Jays this past week. But yeah, Tampa Bay starting pitching really struggled this past week. But but for this Rays team, they have won 10 in a row. I had the Rays as a B, just like the Yankees. The Rays are going to get the bump to an A. They're going to get the bump to an A. So that is that with that. This Rays team is looking phenomenal. Here we go. Top 3. We have made it to the top 3. My Red Sox. They lost today, but my Red Sox had a really good week. A really good week for the Red Sox. Hey, Franchi Cordero hitting a home run today. An absolute piss missile from Franchi Cordero today. Didn't really matter all that much. So it's nice to see this guy can hit some moon shots. But I'm starting to wonder if Franchi Cordero, man, is he going to be the guy that they're going to keep going with? I don't know, man. He's just not hitting all that well. But anyway, 1-2 out of 3 against the Blue Jays this past week. You had JD Martinez hitting the game-winning home run on Thursday night. Big win against the Phillies on Friday night. Good win on Saturday. And then they got the loss today to Zach Wheeler. But overall, really good week for the Red Sox. They lost 2. They won 4. Let's take a look at the Red Sox. They're 3rd in the offense this year. Starting pitching. They are 5th in starting pitching this year. They have the 3rd best bullpen. Really good numbers all the way across. That's a well-balanced team. This Red Sox team I had as an A last week. I'm going to stay at an A. I'm going to stay at an A for the Red Sox. So we got now 4 teams as an A right now. I'm going to stay as an A with the, you know what, Losa, my friend, you are just not being very nice, my friend. You are done. Okay. Here we go. So taking a look at the Dodgers up next. This Dodgers team, it looks like they have really righted the ship. They have really righted the ship. Dodgers last week I had as a B. It looks like they're going to get the bump too. So taking a look here, 29-18. They've won 7 in a row. They're 9-1 in their last 10. Dodgers are looking very good. Very, very good. So last week, again, I had them as a B. They are going to get a bump. Right now, Dodgers, they are 4th in the offense. They are 1st in starting pitching. And the bullpen is 13th. It looks like that bullpen is starting to improve a little bit. Dodgers in the past week, they're 11th in offense. They are 3rd in the starting pitching. And the bullpen has been really good. 4th in the bullpen this past week. I think this Dodgers team, is really good. And they're going, obviously, we all knew this Dodgers team, how good this Dodgers team was going to be. They hit a really rough stretch there. 29-18 though on the year right now. They've won 7 in a row. They have the second best run differential right now. Taking a look at what they did this past week. So, and Julio Urias, man, can we give it up for Julio Urias right now? He is having himself a really good year. Taking a look. I believe, he's 17th in wins above replacement right now. He's having a good year. He's 6-1 on the year through 9 starts. Or actually, does that count today's start? I'm not quite sure. Let me actually go on here. Because Fangraphs always takes a little bit to update everything. But Julio Urias right now, I feel like he's just quietly having himself a really good year. And I feel like we're not hearing anything about him. You're hearing about Trevor Bauer because Trevor Bauer is the lightning rod. But Julio Urias, I believe, has been just very good. Well, Trevor Bauer is really good this year. There's no denying that. But Julio Urias is having himself a really good year as well. So I just feel like you're not hearing anything about Julio Urias. So I think he needs to start getting some attention. Had himself a good start today. Moving back here. Let's go back to the schedule. Let's look at what the Dodgers did this past week. Here we go. So this past week, you swept the Diamondbacks 4 games. And hey, this Giants team is a pretty good Giants team, and you swept them. You know, a rival series. And hey, you swept the series. So 7 in a row this past week. I feel like this Dodgers team, man, the Diamondbacks are pretty bad, but the Giants are pretty good. So, man, now the question is, are the Dodgers going to get the bump from a B to an A or an A+? What do you think in the chat? Let me know in the chat. We are down to the Dodgers and the Padres. I'm seeing an A+ from Nobody Person. I am seeing an A from Aaron. Let me know. What do you guys think in the chat? I'm seeing a lot of A's. I think I might stick with an A for the Dodgers. I might stick with an A. I want to see a little bit more. I'm seeing the majority A's. I think that's fair. They were a B last week. I'm going to give them the bump. Kind of like the Yankees. Kind of like the Rays. I'm going to give them just the 2-spot jump. I want to see maybe a little bit more out of this Dodgers team. So Dodgers are an A. Now, here we go. The San Diego Padres. That's the old logo. I might have to make a new. This is one of the tier maker templates that were already in here. I may have to make my own so I can update that logo. But San Diego. Here's the question: are they going to be an A+ or are they going to be an A? Here we go. So they are playing great baseball. Great baseball. You swept the Mariners this past week. The Mariners are not great. They're not great by any means. But where did I have the Padres last week? I had the Padres as a B+. B+. So, kind of like the Yankees and the Dodgers, are they going to get that 2-spot jump? I mean, I'm thinking maybe. I'm thinking quite. Oh, we got another super chat. Alberto Lopez with an A++++. Alberto Lopez, thank you so much. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. Okay, so you played some bad teams this past week, but you put up 16 runs on the Mariners. You completely wrecked their souls on Friday night, and then you put up 9 runs today against the Mariners. I mean, their pitching did really good. They only gave up 1 run against the Rockies, and you only gave up 7 runs against the Mariners. This Padres team, man, they're looking good, man. They're 10th in that offense is getting better. The starting pitching is 8th, and the bullpen is 7th. But you have won how many games? You've won 9 in a row. You're playing really good. You have the best run differential in the game. I'm just saying it. You know what? I'm going to make Alberto happy here in the chat. San Diego, for the first time this year, San Diego, the Padres, you are getting the A+. They have done it. They have made it to the A+ for my power rankings. You know what? I think it's fair. The Yankees and the Rays and the Dodgers, they got the bump from a B to an A. That's a 2-spot jump. San Diego last week was a B+. You keep on winning. A+ for the San Diego Padres. I'm seeing some more super chats about to come in. Alberto Lopez, only because they have swept without 4 starters. And yeah, and they're still getting some guys back too. Michael Yench, A+++. Michael Yench, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that, my friend. Here we go. And that's it, everyone. That's it. Here are my power rankings for this week. Let's go over it. For the Fs, I have the Twins, the Orioles, the Diamondbacks, the Rockies, the Pirates, the Tigers, the Angels. For the Ds, we have the Reds, the Mariners, the Rangers, the Nationals, and the Royals. For the Cs, we have the Marlins, the Phillies, the Braves, the Mets, the Indians. For the C pluses, the Brewers, Blue Jays, and the Cubs. Houston and Giants are my Bs for this week. The Cardinals and the A's are the B pluses for this week. And there is that super chat again from Michael Yench. Michael Yench, I appreciate that, my friend. I don't know why the pluses are not popping up, but it says A on there, but you did put all of the pluses, so I appreciate that. For my A's this week, we have the White Sox, the Yankees, the Rays, the Red Sox, and the Dodgers. And my lone team as my A+ heading into next week are the San Diego Padres. So there it is, everyone. There are my power rankings for this week. I really appreciate everyone coming out again. Didn't get quite the turnout as we did last week, but we still had a lot of people here in the chat this week. I really appreciate it, everyone. Thank you for coming out and talking some baseball tonight. I appreciate all of the super chats. Actually, are they right here? Here are all the super chats from this from tonight. We have Michael Yench, Alberto Lopez. Thank you so much. Jolly Olive came into the chat tonight. Everyone, go follow Jolly Olive in the chat. He is awesome. He's got a great channel over there, man. Seriously, if you have not subscribed to Jolly Olive, one of the best baseball channels out there. But everyone, I really appreciate you coming out tonight. I hope everyone has a great week. Expect some content this week. I got summer vacation coming up. I'm a teacher. I got summer vacation coming up this week. I am so excited to start making some more content for everyone. So, everyone, again, thank you so much. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I hope everyone has a great week coming up. And as always, I will talk to you next time.